Karen, the upcoming one you're gonna maybe consider? Just
I'm sorry, can you speak just a little louder?
Closer.
Oh, right up.
Here, talk about the other data center that you may be considering. I hope you don't, because I did a lot of research. You look at all these other states that are having problems with them. They're stopping them. They're putting moratoriums on them. All kinds of rules. We have one now. I figure that's enough. And I was hoping you would use that land out there for something different than a place that would only employ 15 people. And I sat in your positions before. I was been an alderman here many years ago, and you have a rough decision to make. But I hope you listen to the people and make the right one. Thank you.
Next up is Karen Tonko.
I'm Karen Tonko. I brought notes because I don't like speaking in front of people, so I have property here in Beaver Dam, and I'm here tonight because I believe our city priorities need to change. The council is considering a data center that maybe many property owners have clearly opposed. At the same time, Beaver Dam is failing to address urgent, real needs within our community. We have homeless residents with limited or no meaningful support. We have 48 you know what I'm saying. Students who needs stability, resources, and opportunities. And while we have a senior center, there's virtually nothing comparable for children, young people, and teenagers. This is not just an oversight, it's a choice. Choosing larger development projects over people sends a message about whose voices matter and whose needs are expendable. Strong communities are built by investing in people first. Youth programs, safe spaces, mental health support, housing assistance, and educational resources are not luxuries. They are preventative investments that reduce crime, improve academic outcomes, and create long-term economic stability. Tonight, I am asking the council to take specific action. Pause further advancement of the proposed data center. Hold public listening sessions with property owners and residents. 3, establish a task force funding plan focus on homelessness, youth services, and student support. 4, commit city resources to programs that directly serve our most valuable residents. Beaver Dam can do better. Development should not come at the expense of community well-being. I urge you to choose compassion, transparency, and responsibility to start helping people who already live in our city.
You're here.
Great job.
Thank you, Ms. Tonko. Next up is Catherine McFarland.
Hello, I'm Catherine McFarland. The sneaky downside to the living near an AI data center. I live on Woodland Drive. It's probably only about 2 miles south of the current data center. Unfortunately, the downside to living near an AI data center goes well beyond environmental and public health impacts. The promised economic benefits often fall short of expectations. Although some politicians may point to increased property tax revenue, in reality, most states offer such generous tax abatements to attract data center construction that local revenue generation remains on an already overburdened homeowner. The question of whether a data center's harm or help to your property value is nuanced, but available data clearly shows that they do not permanently improve local economies through job creation. As property values become harder to predict, insurance premiums rise, and the neighborhood character indelibly changes. Many homeowners find themselves absorbing long-term financial and quality of life impacts from data centers designed to serve tech companies, not local communities. There are even cases where the arrival of a data center means homeowners are forced out altogether. To meet the enormous electricity demands of AI centers, power companies are investing in new transmission lines capable of meeting energy demands now and in the future. Most of the cost is passed on to resident customers due to rate increases rather than being absorbed by the data centers themselves, meaning local residents are essentially subsidizing high voltage build-outs. Worse yet, public utilities with eminent domain authority are engaging in contentious efforts to acquire permanent easements and even entire residential properties located along planned transmission routes. From eroding wildlife habitats to driving up costs for residents, the real cost of AI centers is often paid by the people who benefit from it the least. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Nicholas Pizarro, I believe. Zano, sorry.
Thank you for this time to speak. All across Wisconsin, residents do not want data centers being built in their cities. Unfortunately, we currently have one being built, and it's not a good idea to have another one. If it was my way, the one that was currently built would be ceased to be being built. Every data center considered and being built brings up many concerns. First, what is the impact on wildlife? Data centers are a new thing, and we don't know the long-term impacts that they will have. We already know that they use a bunch of water. Less water in the lake means less water for fishes and marine wildlife in the lake. I see kids in the summer riding around with their bikes, and I see them fishing with their fishing rods hanging. Agreeing to the data center would give kids less things to do and shovel up the lake. Second, water usage. It is estimated that the water consumption of a data center would use 5,500 gallons of water per day. This is an estimate. We know that companies can and will take advantage of its surrounding area. Who's to say they won't use more? Which leads to my final point. Why is there so much secrecy around surrounding data centers? If there's nothing wrong with them, data centers are refusing to share any information on them. Water usage, electricity usage, and impact on everyday life. Why is the city signing NDAs? NDAs only mean that vital information is being held from the people. My guess is that this information being held from us would only further solidify that data centers are bad for the cities and bring nothing of value to the respective cities they belong to. It is predicted that the AI bubble will pop in the next coming years, and we, the residents, are going to be the ones left to pay the bill on these data centers. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next up is Steve, last name that begins with an R. Is it Richard?
He's gonna be the new mayor.
Oh, Steve. Start your last name here. Steve Rajewski.
Yeah, Steve Rajewski, live here in Beaver Dam. Overspending has consequences. This is the same song in second verse. This first data center, Mr. Larry here admitted after the last city council meeting that you're gonna have to raise our taxes because of the way that TID was written. And we can see that. When you overspend, then you're greedy of having to find ways to cover that. And now this data center coming in as a hero, that this is gonna be more money for us, is the same song, second verse, that was sung to you guys behind closed doors. We appreciate the fact that you're allowing us to come in here and speak about it this time. And I know you said we could sue you, you have an attorney on hand, you got insurance, whatever. But this is just a bad decision upon another bad decision. And then you got the firemen that need money for this. They want a new building. I understand some of the things that they want. And this data center is gonna be our hero to come in and pay for that? I just don't understand, the overspending has gotten us to this point where now we're over a barrel. And some of the citizens, cause you know I've knocked a lot of doors in this city, and I've met a lot of people, and I've heard a lot of stories, and I've heard a lot of people that live on fixed incomes in this city that are gonna have to move because their property taxes continue to go up. People that have built their dream houses, that lived on a lake, and now they're being real estate taxed right out of their home because they're on fixed incomes. And I know that some of you know those people. It's ironic that today is the wetland, National Wetlands Day, and to see them raping this land in my neighborhood is repulsive. It's repugnant to me to see the thousands of dump trucks hauling dirt out of there day after day after day after day. To see what they've done to that land is to me is repugnant. Thank you for the time to speak on this.
Okay, next up is Stephanie Wiedenhank.
Yeah, I'm Stephanie Wiedenhaft, fifth generation resident of Dodge County, seventh generation in the United States. So I was up at about 3:30 last night thinking about what am I going to say to you all? And all I could remember was the first time around when we all showed up and we were condescended to. Isn't it nice that you're all taking an interest in city business now? And that really stuck with me because this isn't our job. This is your job. We elected you to do this so that we could go and do our jobs, so that we could be home with our families, so that we could be citizens of this city. And I don't feel like you're thinking about the citizens of this city. I don't feel like you're doing your job because you are contracting it out to the Beaver Dam Area Development Corporation. I didn't vote for them. I voted for you. I voted for you. I did not vote for the Beaver Dam Area Development Corporation. I'm not happy with their developments in Beaver Dam and outside of Beaver Dam. They are eyesores, they are money sinks, and they do nothing to promote a livable lifestyle in this community. They benefit only the Beaver Dam Area Development Corporation. So I today would like to propose that you end your contract with the Beaver Dam Area Development Corporation, who so brazenly brought in a data center that these people do not want. And now they have the audacity to say, oh sure, let's bring a second one in. What are you doing? This is not what we need in our community. Like a previous speaker said, we need support for our citizens. We do not need data centers. Thank you.
Let's hear it for this lady. Come on, standing ovation. Come on, get up here, everybody. Come on. Thank you. That was awesome.
Next up is, I believe it's Melody Wiedenhank.
Hello, I'm Melody Wiedenhaft. I'm 10 years old. I'm a resident of Beaver Dam. I do not agree with the status center.
This was her idea to speak, so I'm going to give her a chance to say what she wanted to say. Do you want me to say what she said? She came tonight because she wanted to make sure that people understood how upsetting this is to her, that this is her future, and that she's really concerned about the environmental damages and impacts, the possible health impacts that she's going to suffer. She already has allergies and asthma issues, and she's really worried about the animals. Do you want to say anything else? And this is really hard for her. This is really scary for her, and this was really important to her that she do this because she wants you all to see how this is affecting people in our town. It's not just the parents, it's the children who know that this is their future that you're impacting. Anything else? The birds. She's really upset about the flyway, and that the birds coming from Beaver Dam Lake going to the Horicon Marsh are going to be without the marsh that is there. We understand that there will be a holding pond, but what we have seen time and time again with other data centers is that birds do not go near these data centers. They do not roost in the trees, they do not go in the ponds. So if you think that duck pond doesn't house anybody other than maybe the random mallard, you're fooling yourselves. You done? Okay, what do you say?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Mark Brzezinski.
Was that me, did you say?
What did I say? I said it was.
Yeah, me.
Okay. That's you, Mark.
I was talking, I couldn't hear, sorry. Mark Brzezinski, I live in the town of Beaver Dam. I heard a lot of things, and I wanted to say to you guys, let's look at the numbers that I could find. Really hard to find because of the cloud of secrecy around these data centers. This is on the very low end, so there's not much on AI data centers, but what we do know, what I did find out, is gonna be 10 times the amount of what I'm gonna talk about right now with the numbers. The power everyone's concerned about. They're gonna use 1.3 gigawatt hours a month of power. If you guys understand what 1.3 gigawatts is, it is 1.3 billion watts of power. That is enough to power 16,000 residential homes every month of power. The city of Beaver Dam has roughly 4,200 homes that I could find record of, private residence homes. That's 4 times as much. And this is on the low end of the data centers. The flyway that we just heard about was talking about the noise. This is a constant 24/7 hum. It's a resident hum running around 100 decibels, which is about a chainsaw running at full speed. This is 24 hours a day, constant hum of a low frequency pitch noise that will run for up to 2 miles. And there's a barrier that birds will not go into because of that resonating hum. It messes with their sonar, their navigation, everything else with that. So it creates headaches in people, anxiety, sleep disorders, anyone near that data center. Let's look at in future down the world. We don't need soldiers on the ground anymore. We can take out countries by ruining their data. We can take down banking systems by destroying their data. Medical records have been taken. It's pretty easy to target these data centers now. And that's all I got to say, because I want to say this. Government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth. This is from President Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, delivered on November 19th, 1863, during the Civil War. We are now at a critical stage in our United States history once again. It is becoming increasingly more clear that we are no longer a government of the people, by the people, for the people, but turning into a government of me and I, not listening to the people.
Thank you, Mr. Brzezinski. I don't know if you heard that.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
But please do your own research, take the time.